I've grown my page to 16,000 followers, which is nothing crazy, but I've done it in less than 50 videos, all while averaging over 30,000 views per video. Videos that generate me on average $1,000 per post. And what most people don't know is that I used AI to help me write every single one of my videos. I also run a content agency and I've used the same system for literally every single one of my clients. When ChatGPT first came out, it sucked. 6 months ago, it kind of sucked. Earlier this year, it was better, but now AI is at the point where it can completely replicate human behavior and write the same, if not better, than majority of human beings could, as long as you understand how to use it. So just know that nothing compares to what I'm about to show you right now. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is click the link in the description below. What it's gonna do is gonna pop up a page just like this. All you're gonna do is head over to pricing. Now, you can either do a monthly subscription where you get $39 or $59 per month, and I'll just say, no matter what, it's worth it, because let's say you're paying $39 per month, it comes with Claude, GPT, and DeepSeek, so that already covers your typical $20 per month fee, plus everything else that comes with it. And then you can do yearly, which is obviously cheaper. Makes sense? Cool. Once you actually pay, a board that looks just like this is going to pop up. Now, I did a little bit of work beforehand, so you're going to see it looks kind of messy. No big deal. I'm going to show you exactly what everything does. Now, I want to clarify, the end goal of this video is to create a custom bot for ourselves. So I'm going to go through and be creating a bot for myself, so you can kind of see as the viewer, or let's say you're an agency owner, you can kind of get that in your mind of, okay, here's exactly how I can build this out for myself or every single one of my clients. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of y'all are wondering, like, what does this thing actually do? You know, what is it good for? And so I'm very excited to show y'all, but basically, in short, all it does is it fully transcribes basically any online material you can think of, whether that's YouTube content, TikTok content, meta ads, Loom videos, tweets, LinkedIn posts, Google Drives, websites, PDFs, images, Instagram videos. You get the point. There's a whole lot of things that this tool can do. Basically anything you can think of, you can paste it in here and it's going to fully transcribe it. Now, is that the entire purpose of it? No, not at all. The entire purpose of it is to build out chatbots that you can use and leverage for your content creation purposes. So, like I mentioned earlier, and the end goal of this, right, the main purpose, I think I already mentioned this. I think, okay, you know, if I already mentioned it, then we'll just cut it out. And so the main purpose of this is basically going to be, and so at the end of this, our goal is to be creating a custom bot for ourselves. So you can kind of think, okay, and so the end goal of this is to create a bot for ourselves. So if you're a viewer, you can think in the mindset of, here's how I can go about creating this for myself. Or let's say you're an agency owner, you do meta ads for people, you run Twitter posts for people. There's so many opportunities here. Or you just want to like learn about yourself or websites. You're a TikTok shop creator. I'll show you literally every scenario you could use this for. I'll show you how. So in this video, to give you the best explanation of how this really works, because the tool is ultimately like the most powerful tool I've seen on the market pretty much, I'm just going to create a bot for myself to train on data of myself, what I do, etc., and show you all the capabilities that it has, from running ads, TikTok shop, YouTube videos, Instagram reels, tweets, etc. Okay, so let's just start with Instagram reels. I think that's kind of the universal topic here. Let's just go ahead and show you how I do this for Instagram reels. So step number one is going to be going to my page. If you don't know who I am, the Ginger Entrepreneur, and so I'm just going to copy. Well, actually, let me show you a little hack I use. All I use is this tool right here. It's called SortFeed. I'm not affiliated with them or anything like that, so if you want access, I won't even leave a link in the description. It's literally just a Chrome extension. Just look up SortFeed, you'll find it. But I'll sort all of my videos. We'll do most viewed. And now what it's going to do is this tool is going to rank all my videos. You can use this for every single channel, which is dope. Okay, so now it has all of my videos. We'll take, of course, the ones where I'm only talking in them. So I'll take this one, and we'll just go over to Blort. It close all these out. We'll come here. You literally just click Control V, and it's going to go through and fully transcribe the video for you. So you'll see, give it like a literally real time. I'll show y'all. Just keep going through so you can see. We'll come back. It'll be done. Just a matter of time. Let's see. We'll do this one. And basically, all you're looking for are videos that either performed good or that you really enjoy the way that you speak in them, because that's the purpose right now. We're just giving it data on the way that we talk so it can understand our vernacular, you know, like our common vocabulary, if you know what that means. But our common vocabulary, things that we say on regular, you know, the way that we frame our sentences, how we act, our personality. That's what we want to break down using this. So that's the first step in creating a bot for yourself, is just giving it enough data so that it can learn about you and actually understand the way you speak and how you act on camera. Okay? So now I'll just keep going through. We'll paste in, just for the time being, I'll paste in like 5 of these so we won't go too long. But basically, what I'm going to do now is create a new group. So you just click that little button right there, and we'll open this up. And I'll show you why we create a group. So I'll create a new chat. So you click here. And now, this is what I mentioned earlier. This has access to all of your AI tools. So we have GPT, Claude, DeepSeek, GPT 4.0, etc. Right? Claude's on it. And what we're going to be using is GPT 4.0 for the main part, and then we'll switch to clause sonnet since that's better for actually script writing. So let's say we didn't use a group. We'd have to go through and individually connect all of these, which sucks, just one by one. So imagine doing this on large scale, kind of sucks. Meanwhile, if we create a group, literally all you gotta do is drag all these in, like this, one by one, and then bam, now I can just drag the group, they're all connected to it. I don't have to attach them manually, and it still has access to all the transcripts. Does that make sense? So, now that we did that, we're gonna go through, we're gonna try and find more videos of us speaking. So what I can do is I can go to Loom, I can go to Google Drive, so I'll open up Google Drive. Alright, I'm gonna head up to Google Drive. Loom AI is free. That's sick. Let's see here. We'll copy this one. I think this was a rough draft I did the other day on this software, but you can see it's gonna fully transcribe the Loom video. I'll go ahead and pull up Google Drive so you can see here. Let's go to Drive. I can take any Google Drive video. Make sure it's a video file. I didn't even close that out, damn it. Give me 1 second. All right, I'll pull this back up. You'll see here we can do a Drive video, and so let's just find one where we're like yapping on camera. We're talking for a decent amount of time. So for example, I can come to my videos here, and I just have all of these different sections of me, my videos, my type of videos. So I can go to short form, and I can go to TPT, copy the link, come back over, paste it in. There you go, right there. And you're gonna see it pops up. You can see this one already has the transcript on it right there, the whole video full transcribed. We have that one. Then what we can do is we can go to YouTube. Okay, so you can go to YouTube, new channel. Now all I'm gonna do is take all of these videos, copy their links, and then we'll just bring them back over to Blort and paste those in. So now we have this. And at the end of the day, realistically, you could just add them all to one big group, but I'm not gonna do that, and I'll show y'all why. Because especially, well, whenever you're training it for yourself, you're just teaching it the way you speak, it's not a major deal, but whenever you're giving it specific data, you do want to create different groups. And so, like I said, I'll show y'all what I mean in a second, but for now, since we're just training it on our own data, I'm just going to put them all into kind of one big group, if that makes sense. But we are doing Instagram, like we're training it on Instagram, so first of all, let me actually, I'll just create a second group, or just do like long form content specifically. So we have that, okay? And like I said, y'all can do LinkedIn posts, you can do meta ads. I don't run ads, I'm organic content only if you don't know. I'm like the organic content genius. And so we do that. But yeah, bro, I mean, this thing is beautiful. So we'll connect to this as well. And now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause this, I'm gonna type in the prompt that we use to kind of break it down, and then I'll show y'all what I did. So I just typed it in, and I'll be honest, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all all of the prompts as well. I'll leave them in the description so that way y'all have access to them. I'll put them like a Notion or something so you can actually come through and use them. That way you're not just trying to copy and paste them in the video, you're like trying to type them all out. I'll make it super easy for y'all. So yeah, I'll leave a little link in the description. So now, let's see, let me literally show y'all. I just typed in like break down my scripts, break down how I talk, and I literally went through. Your tone appears to be casual, approachable, and conversational. You like to create a friendly atmosphere. Y'all tell me, do I create a friendly atmosphere that encourages engagement? Do I not? You may incorporate varied pacing, speeding up during exciting parts and slowing down to emphasize important points. Sounds like I do that. Utilize a mix of storytelling, rhetorical questions, and direct call to actions, which keeps the message dynamic and relatable. Okay? Achieve, build, increase, transformation. So literally, I don't need to go on too long, but it shows you all exactly how I talk and the way that I speak on camera. I guess it kind of went through and broke down some visual elements as well, which is cool. So now, all I'm going to do is, like I said, I mentioned earlier, right now we're focusing on a Instagram bot. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these. We'll break these down. We'll get rid of these. The next step for y'all, 5 to 10 creators, you're like, okay, I really, really like their content. I like the way they speak. I like the way they frame things. They don't have to be competitors. So that's really what I want to say. So, matter of fact, you want to find about 5 creators who are competitors, and then 5 creators who you really, really like, and we'll put them into 2 separate groups. Okay, so I just added 1 creator, and I wanted to remind y'all of something really quickly. Whenever I first started using this tool, I tried to overshare on data. So I tried to give it literally all the transcripts from every single creator. So I would give it like hundreds of transcripts to break down. And unless you go one by one and you just like have it analyze almost every single script individually, or just like group them, small, it's not going to do a great job. And honestly, it's going to make your results even worse because it's pulling from so much different data that it's not going to give you exactly what you want. One really good example to kind of prove my point is creators just like this who speak pretty much the same in every single video. So if you go through, if you don't know who this is, his name is Musa. If you go through any of his videos, you'll see that they all follow the exact same format. So it's like, why would you, number one, waste the time going through and breaking down all those videos? And number two, ChatGPT or whatever AI software you're using doesn't really need all of that data because it's all so similar. Okay, so I'm really only going to take 2 from him, and we'll be done there. So I'll just take 2 from him, and we'll be good. I'm going to move on. All right, so now that I've added in a few creators that I actually enjoy, all I'm going to do is drag down the chat right here. and then individually just take each group and just connect it. And we could go through one by one, which might be the smarter route, but we're trying to save time here. I got a lot of things to show y'all. So we'll just attach them all manually. And I'll pause this, put in our prompt that we use, me and the team kind of built out. All right, so I just got the prompt typed in. I'm gonna hit enter, and you'll just see it's gonna generate right here. It's a very long prompt. If you wanna see it, I'll just drag it up real quick. It's very, very detailed. And this is kind of the process whenever it comes to AI automations. You do have to give very detailed prompts. It is what it is. You know, it's just like, it kind of just happens. It's how it works. And so it's gonna go through and break everything down for us. And then after that, we should be good. All right. Now it's saved there. I'm just gonna disconnect all of these. And the next step is going through and adding creators who are kind of, I wouldn't say I have any direct competitors online necessarily. Nobody's really like in my space except for one other guy maybe. But he creates so much content I can't really break his stuff down. And so he's like on YouTube mainly as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add some people who are in a similar space to me, kind of do what I do. We'll paste them in, have the bot kind of break down, like what do they talk about, what is the value they give, etc. And that way has access to it. Alright, so we just typed in the last prompt. I attached all of our competitors here, and like I said, I don't want to call them like direct competitors, but people who create content about creating content. Okay, so pasted them in, and let's see what it gives us here. So yeah, it's going through, and it's gonna break down how they speak and things they talk about, and just give them as a brief breakdown. I didn't want it to be super long, but cool. Now that we have that, all I'm going to do is disconnect these again. So now it understands more so like our offer and actually like what we create content about, which is great. So what have we done so far? Just to recap, guys, we've gone through, we've analyzed my content, we've analyzed creators I like, and we've analyzed competitors. But now the AI, I'm gonna switch it over to Sonnet so we can actually have it generate good stuff for us. Because like I said, ChatGPT is not good for scripting, all within its database. And so now, literally the last step is just to reconnect the creators that I like, okay? Because that's what I want the videos to sound like. So I want the videos to sound like the creators that I like. So I'm gonna come through, I'll take the ones that I like the most. Well, I guess I really like all of them, to be honest. So we'll take all of these, and we'll put these into here. And now, once again, there's a lot of prompting. I will be honest, there's a lot of prompting that goes into this. Like I said, one more time, I'll remind you again, last time I say it, but there will be a link in the description that you can go and it'll have all the prompts within a Notion database, step by step for each purpose. That way it's very clear. All right, so I'm gonna pause this one more time, type in the final prompt, and you'll see what it's gonna do from there. Okay, so I just finished typing it in, gave it the entire prompt. It gave me some BS, so I had to tell it, just give me the ideas. This is very common with AI. So you can see, just give me the ideas, bro, like that's all I need. And then it went through, and now it's just giving me all of the ideas. And so you can see here, I told it how to give me the ideas. So it gave me a title, subject, and what happens in the video. So it gave me, you know, the 10K contact. So what is that? Okay, I get the idea, so that's what the topic is gonna be. But how should I actually format that video? What can happen? And you can tell AI to break this down further, give you like an entire explanation. And so it told me simple content repurposing strategy, show how to turn one piece of content into 5 different formats that generated $10,000 in 30 days. Cool concept, right? I actually kind of enjoy that. I've done a video on that before, I believe. Let's see here. I made 20K with this email trick. Now I don't do emails, so that's not super applicable here. Now I help other people with emails, so that could be a video I make. Let's see though. TikTok algorithm. This hook formula, that's solid. I tested 50 call to actions in this one. Not bad. Like 9's the simplest, so we'll do 9. And we'll literally just tell it, so we'll type it out. Script and 2 versions. Okay, and now we'll hit enter and we'll see what it gives us. So it gives us a good hook. This is the biggest mistake. So a negative hook. Instantly implement emotion right off the bat. Great there. Common pain point among a lot of people that I work with. So great execution there. Today I'm going to show you the exact 3-step content sequence that I use to generate a client 42K last month. I like that. That's cool. First you need to create a pain point. We literally just talked about that 3 seconds ago. I said that it starts out with the pain point right here. So this is an example of a pain point, so that's great. Second, and then it gives us step-by-step action here. Second, drop a solution primer. It's also giving us names for things. I like that. This is strategies that are proven. We actually teach things like this. Finally, create an objection crusher that eliminates they're not buying. For most of my clients, it's price resistant, so we tackle it head on. That is pretty common, so there you go. Great stuff there. One of my coaching clients just implemented this sequence and converted 9 followers into a $5,000 program in just 48 hours. It's honestly not too far off, guys. Okay, pretty realistic if you ask me. Buy my program. All right, anyways, the life of a content creator making $0 a month. Today I woke up and checked my Instagram, 15K followers, but my bank account is still looking sad. Let me show you the 3-part content sequence that changed everything for me and my clients. Okay, you know what, guys? I'll be honest here, and it's giving us ManyChat call to action. So if you're not familiar with ManyChat, what you can do is you can comment a keyword. So I can say comment iPhone in the comments. And so on Instagram, I believe they have it on TikTok now as well, maybe even YouTube, I'm not sure, someone let me know. But you can comment, let's say my iPhone, and if you comment that, ManyChat, the software will automatically DM you on Instagram or TikTok and send you something for free, basically. So it'll send you a website or a link or a funny post, a message. It'll DM you automatically. But yeah, I'm actually very stoked about this. These scripts are very, very good for being AI. These are really good scripts, I'll be honest. So there you have it, an entire breakdown on how this software works. I'm telling y'all, this thing is honestly the coolest software for the content creation realm I've seen in a very long time. I've seen some cool softwares within the content space. There's not a lot that are actually crushing it, especially using AI. And I like to say, 6 months ago, AI kind of sucked, but now there's a lot of people who are saying you can do copywriting with it. What is content? Another form of copywriting. And so definitely something to look into, guys. If you're a marketer, you run an agency, you do content, you do LinkedIn posts, tweets, literally anything you have in mind, definitely worth checking out. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Once again, everything's going to be linked down in the description below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.